It's been 3 weeks since two South Central Pennsylvania men were arrested and taken to prison. Their attorney has claimed they are being held illegally. Fox 43's Alyssa Kratz has obtained new court documents which shed light on how Rusty Herr and Ethan Wentworth ended up behind bars without bail.
Yeah, Evan, so this all indirectly stems from a state investigation into complaints made against Herr and Wentworth dating as far back as 2010. Now, the two men were found to be practicing veterinary care without a license and ordered multiple times to stop. But in 2021, they were also ordered by a judge to turn over business records related to that investigation. Instead, court documents allege the men ignored years' worth of legal proceedings. Ethan Wentworth of York County and Rusty Herr of Lancaster County have sat in their respective county prisons since being arrested on April 10th and 11th. Brooke Dewar is a staff attorney with the Penn State Center for Agricultural and Shale Law and has been following the case closely.
A lot of us thought that this had more or less gone away. So it's kind of surprising. All of a sudden, it's back on again.
Herr and Wentworth run NoBull Solutions, LLC, a breeding company which helps dairy farms with reproductive management of cattle. Their business has also been the subject of an investigation by the Pennsylvania Department of State into prior complaints alleging the men were practicing unlicensed veterinary care by ultrasounding other farmers' cows. But new court documents unsealed this week show that's not the exact reason why they ended up behind bars. Both men are being held for contempt of court. It's a civil charge the Commonwealth Court tells Fox 43 has no option for bail. Robert Barnes, the attorney representing both men, has claimed they are being held illegally. In a statement to Fox 43 on Thursday, Barnes said, quote, "This is an unlawful civil contempt order. There are certain procedures that must be followed in a civil contempt action, and to our knowledge, those were not followed here." Dewar says the court documents show otherwise.
Certainly the processes that most attorneys are familiar with regard to civil contempt are all there and were followed.
The charges stem from a February 2021 subpoena issued to NoBull Solutions by the State Board of Veterinary Medicine, a licensure board run through the Department of State. It ordered the business to turn over records related to the state's investigation within 30 days. Court documents allege NoBull Solutions failed to do so. The men also never challenged the order, asked for an extension to comply, or contacted the court in any way.
There's no evidence that these gentlemen ever came forward, didn't hire an attorney to represent themselves, at least since 2021, didn't appear in the various court proceedings that occurred, didn't file any paperwork in the various legal proceedings that occurred.
In the fall of 2021, the state was granted permission through the Commonwealth Court to enforce the subpoena, giving NoBull Solutions another 30 days to comply. Court records state the men continued to ignore the subpoena. A May 16th, 2023 order shows NoBull Solutions was ultimately found in contempt of court. It also warned further refusal could result in their arrests and immediate incarceration.
They had not only just a few opportunities to come forward and prevent this kind of an outcome, but those opportunities were multiple and spread over many years.
On October 6th, 2023, a judge signed off on arrest warrants for both Rusty and Ethan, as well as commitment orders, which were sent to the wardens of Lancaster and York County prisons. Those warrants were executed earlier this month.
There was plenty of due process here. It's an unfortunate result. It's probably best summarized by this is what happens when you disagree with something at some point in a state process like this, in a legal proceeding, but you don't just ignore it. Or if you ignore it, you do that at your own peril. And now we've seen what the peril can be.
Now, on Monday, a Commonwealth Court judge denied a motion filed by the men's attorney demanding their immediate release. That attorney, Robert Barnes, tells Fox 43 the Commonwealth Court failed to correct their error, so we are taking the case directly to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Now, Barnes had a lot more to say in his newest statements today. He continues to argue his client's civil rights are being violated in this case. We've got that all on our website right now, fox43.com.
Alyssa, there certainly is a lot to this. You did mention the case was just unsealed this week. Any idea why it was sealed from the public in the first place?
Yeah, Evan, so this is all spelled out in the documents. Remember, this was an active investigation by a state agency. The state asked to have the case sealed back in 2021 because in the event Herr and Wentworth would have been found to not be involved. Now, obviously, we know at this point they are, but it would have been a violation of their privacy rights if any of their information was made public. A judge also ruled making the case public might have jeopardized the progress or outcome of the investigation. Evan.
All right, well, we'll continue to see how it plays out in the court system. Alyssa, thank you so much.